am your host, Ken Joslin. Guys, listen, I have got a special treat for you today. We've done a couple interviews with this guy. He is the only guy that has ever sent me a video on Instagram before our podcast telling me I better bring some energy. It's my guy, Josh York, founder and CEO of Gym Guys. Guys, listen, this is one of the most, if you don't follow this cat on Instagram, you need to go do it right now. Like, don't even listen to the podcast. Go follow Josh right now. One of the most passionate, full of energy guys that I've ever been around, ever seen. And it's been a pleasure being a friend for now over a year and watching this guy in one of the fastest growing gym franchises in America. And he's going to be in Vegas at our boot camp September 30th through October the 2nd. Josh York, what's up, homie?
And I appreciate that. I appreciate all the kind words. And just make sure, we're not a gym franchise. There's no brick and mortar. We are a personal training franchise and the largest personal training franchise in the world. We serve about 722 cities in the United States. We operate in 3 countries. And Ken, you're a great guy. I'm very grateful for our friendship, and I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you, dude. Again, I love your energy. We really at Grow Stat Drive, we talk about 3 things. We talk about building confidence, gaining clarity, and creating community. And I know like in your Instagram page, it says confidence changes everything.
Yep.
Talk to me about the average listener out there today, Josh, who's not one of the top CEOs in the country like you are. How do they build confidence? How do they take from where they are and build upon that and gain a new level of confidence?
You know, it's funny. So I'm going to use a line from my man, Andy Frisilla, my good friend, Andy.
Yes.
He says this, and it's so true. Being a leader, building confidence, doing something that you don't know how to do, it's like almost like you're going to sleep, because when you close your eyes, you like pretend you're sleeping first before you're actually sleeping, right? So the point I'm making is you just have to do it, right? You just have to do it. Like, people always ask me, like, how do I start? How do I start? How do I start? You just start. That's it. You figure things out. So same rules apply with confidence, but when you're confident, everything changes. Listen, you know, my confidence comes across in the wrong way sometimes, where people think I'm cocky. And honestly, I don't care what people think, to be very honest with you. I know who I am and what I'm capable of, but I truly believe I'm the baddest person in the world. And I do a lot of crazy things that I guarantee you the majority of people, when it comes to fitness, crazy things in the fitness, where I push myself, that most people would end up in the hospital and they wouldn't even be able to hook up to a defibrillator because it wouldn't work, because it'd be too late. The point is that in order to become a confident person, you have to do things you don't want to do. You have to put yourself in situations that you don't want to be in. And over time, you get better and better and better, and you build your confidence. It's very simple. Like, I just did this keynote yesterday to a very large organization, over 750 employees. We did it on a Zoom call. And I remember back in the day, anytime, and again, I still get nervous. And, you know, people think I'm superhuman. I'm a human being just like everybody else. Everyone gets nervous. But the thing is, when you have those, you got to use that as fuel, right? That's what fuels your drive. And that's the term I always use. And you just got to go after it and just do it. But this is actually the first time I did something at that scale. And I wasn't nervous, because when you keep doing it, it becomes like anything else. Practice makes permanence, not perfect, permanence. But confidence does change everything. And, you know, I think, you know, life is obviously very important, that you want to live a healthy life. And the first thing starts with is yourself, right? Your health, you know, and you just start getting your fitness on point and taking care of yourself, you will feel more confident. But it's also, how do you look? You know, like, look, I wear the same clothes every day. I got freaking 50 of these shirts. And when I like something, I just buy like 20 of them. And that's what I wear every day. I'm a very simple guy. But I look good, I feel good, and I'm a confident guy. And it's also a lot that revolves around that too. How do you walk? How do you talk? Do you dress in confidence? Do you take care of yourself? You know, do you trim yourself? Do you use facial cream? Do you moisturize? All those things build confidence. But you have to start somewhere. And if you don't start somewhere, you're never going to get there.
I love that. You know, I've been on this health journey for about a year and a half. Keto for the last 61 days, down 3 more inches off my waist. I'm down probably 65, 70 pounds total. I love it. I feel like $1 million.
Proud of you.
One of the things, I appreciate that, homie. One of the things I always talk about is there's some things you need to find to build confidence. I just talked about this with my team, with our GSD community last week. And one of the things is rhythm. You have to find your rhythm. And number one, you're the only one that can find it. And you can't find it when you're busy. Talk to us about some of the rhythms you have in your life that help you build up that level of confidence that you have, Josh.
Yes, that's a great question. And I agree with you 100%. And really the way I look at rhythm is very simple. It's called discipline. It's called consistency. It's called routine, right? You got to do things when you don't want to do them. So what does that mean? And I just said that before. Well, it's very simple. I am so calculated that I'm a sniper's best friend. Like I literally take the same step at the same time every single day. Like I swear, like I am very easy to find. Like you know where I'm at, because that's just how I roll. And I'm just very, very calculated, like to the second. Like that's just how I operate. And you have to get into a routine like that as well. But you also have to be able to learn to create good rhythm. You have to also learn how to control your mind. Because how do you handle yourself in situations when you are so exhausted and you're so tired and you just don't know, you literally just don't know how you're going to like do what you're trying to do that day because you just don't want to do it. And the honest truth is, and this is like one of my big secrets, and I'm giving this out, I usually don't give this out, is I literally say that if I don't do it, my family's going to die. And you might say this is, you might just say, wow, this is some really screwed up stuff right there. No, it's not. Because I literally tell myself, if I do not do it, my family will die. Or another goal I have will never happen. Like when I'm dying doing my sprints on my treadmill, when that incline's at 15 and I'm running at 15.0 for 15 seconds and I do 15 rounds of that, and you think it's easy, you go try it. Okay. In the last round, I do 20 seconds and I literally feel like sometimes I almost could literally just like, I feel like sometimes my whole body's about to shut down. I'm afraid I'm going to fall off the treadmill because it's so fast. But I have a number in my head of what I'm going to be actually at very, very soon. And I've been obsessing over that number for the last almost 15 years. And I'm literally about to hit it. I literally tell myself I'm not going to hit it if I don't complete this. Like I have to complete it. So you have to, in order to create good rhythm, you have to train your mind. Your mind is the number one most powerful thing you have. And once you train your mind and you're able to actually get into a good rhythm and stick to that rhythm, because rhythm means consistency. You have to be consistent every single day. If you are trying to drive your business and you want to succeed, you have to continue driving your business every single day. You have to continue being consistent. Very, very important.
I love that. Your rhythm every day, dude, you're up at what, 3:45?
3:44.
3:44. I knew those. I was close, man. I keep track of your Instagram. I see you at 3:44. When I get up at 4:30, I'm like it. I'm an hour behind you because I'm in Birmingham. Yeah. But I'm always liking your stuff and sending you some dap on Instagram. Tell me what that looks like for you. Obviously, we know what you've done in the personal training side. One of the fastest growing franchises in the world. I think top 150 of all franchises. Is that what you were just recently?
Yep.
You're doing all that. Tell me how that has translated from you to the rest of your team and the people that work in your organization, your level of discipline and commitment.
Leaders always create other leaders. And if you don't lead by example, you're never going to get there. And honestly, if you don't have energy, just stop. Just stop. And don't sit here and tell me, oh, well, that's just not me. I can't do that. No, I'm not built like that. That's a bunch of nonsense. I'm telling you that right now. That is just pure nonsense. You can do anything you want. I started my business in my parents' dining room with 15 grand that I saved up because I used to caddy at a country club. And I actually hate golf. I'd rather stare at a paint drawing on a wall. But I love driving the golf cart, though. I love the golf cart, by the way. So if you want me to come out with you, I'll drive the golf cart. But anyway, and I saved that money. I spent everything except literally a couple grand, like $2,000, and gave myself 2 weeks to make it work. And today we have over 500 employees, and I don't like to really say employees, but team members in our organization. We are in multiple countries, about to enter 2 more countries now, which is super exciting. And we're an international brand with 15 grand. I still own 100% of my company. And we're about to make the next move right now, which I can't talk about yet, but it's going to be pretty game changing. And we're taking the next level, going to the next level. And we will be $1 billion company, and we're going to be hitting that in the next 5 years. That's a fact. And no one's going to stop me. It's just no one's going to stop me. And when people say, why do you do what you do? Because I do whatever is necessary. That's why I do whatever is necessary. And that's it. And, you just really, you just got to, what it comes down to is you got to understand this. this is like really a Harvard business degree in like 5 seconds. The key to success is just you never quit. That's it. You're never going to get it right. You're going to make mistakes. You just never quit. The problem is people get scared. People have fear, and they go back to what they're comfortable with, you know, and honestly, and I just lead by example. And, you know, and the pandemic really helped us a lot in many ways, not to sound insensitive, but it's really helped us in many ways, not just our business, but it's helped because people just know that I'm a bad mother, you know what, that's it. And people have even more trust in me as a leader now because I didn't lay off anyone. I refused to furlough anyone. And Ken, I lost millions and millions of dollars, millions, but we're still here. And I create a little rap song every year for our conference. So our conference is called The Recharge. And each year, and you go on YouTube, type in Jim Guys, you can listen to the songs. They're hit records, by the way. I write them. I don't rap them.
Come on, baby.
But the song this year is literally, the chorus is, I'm a survivor. And, you know, nothing will stop us. I'm a survivor, because you got to be a survivor every single day. Every single day. And when you have that mentality, that's how you win.
I love that. We're going to get you an Anthony Trucks at boot camp. We're going to have a wrap. We're going to have a wrap off between you and Anthony, because Anthony is, bro, he's whiter than you are. He ain't white, but dude, he raps like some sorry old white dude when I grew up in the 80s. He's got no flavor whatsoever, bro.
I don't rap. I just write the song, and one of my buddies raps the song. But
I got you. But that'll work too.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm down. Whatever you want to do.
Hey, talk to me about relationships, mentors. Another thing on the confidence is to be able to borrow from other people. One of my favorite stories about you, dude, always is the former Subway CEO, and the measures you took to be able to just even have the encounter that you had. Will you walk through that and the price that you paid and some of the things you've done to put yourself in front of extraordinary businessmen to be able to be mentored and learn from them?
Yep. And he wasn't just the CEO. He's the founder of Subway. May he rest in peace. A great man, Fred DeLuca. I just wanted to meet him. Like, you know, like, are you going to go up to a fat animal, someone who's so out of shape, and say, hey, how do I get a six pack? That's like asking you and me, two very handsome guys, how do you grow a head of hair? You're not coming. You're not, listen, first of all, we're bald and beautiful. So, you know, we're lucky, but you're not coming to me asking me for that advice, because that would be a really stupid move. Don't you think?
Right.
So everyone goes to these seminars, and I never understood it. I'm like, why are these people listening to these other people who they're not billionaires? Like Fred DeLuca is a billionaire. Guy's a billionaire.
Right.
And I actually have one of his top sales guys on my team now from that company. But anyway, that's another story. So I knew, because I did research, and, you know, you have to be very obsessed. I am sickly obsessed. And just maybe be very clear about something. Success doesn't sleep. If you want to be successful, you better change a lot, because you know, there is a price to pay to get to the other side. Okay.
Come on.
There is a price to pay to get to the other side. And I knew that he likes to come in early, because I heard from multiple people to kind of just walk the floor and just see what he's going to be doing. And the building had these push doors, you know, the push doors you push open. And I kind of like cased the building. I'm kind of like figuring out the scenario here. And the convention center was literally, it must have been like, I don't know, 150 doors. So first thing that came to my mind was I could stay here and figure out how he's going to come in. But the way it was set up was there was blind spots. So it wasn't like I could just sit in one spot and see what door he comes in. So I had to figure out how I could lock all the doors and only keep one door open. And that's exactly what I did. So I said, I need to find out who's in the maintenance crew, and I need to become friends with that person. So for the next couple hours, I literally was just roaming around the building, trying to find the maintenance person, and found one of these guys. And he pointed me in direction. And literally what I told him was, I said, I'm a guest across the street. I'm actually also in this convention. There's an issue with my room. They told me to look for you, you know. So I was like, oh yeah, go see so-and-so. And the guy's name was Rocco, actually. So I went up to Rocco. Hey, how you doing, Rocco? We start talking. And right away, again, everything's about relationships. Everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Everything. So I noticed that he had a little baseball patch on his wallet, because he gave me a card. He said, call this number. I was like, oh, you're into baseball? And we started talking about baseball, you know, and he started telling me his kids play baseball. I was like, that's great. And I was like, are they good? You got any videos? Next thing you know, he pulls out his phone. He's showing me videos. Now we're talking even more. And I was like, you're awesome. You're just awesome. He's like, laugh. He's like, oh, thank you so much, man. Glad I could help. I go, listen, I'm running out to grab some food. I'm not even letting you tell me no. And this is also, you have to understand and master the art of sales. Like if you don't understand how to sell and you don't understand how to ask and do it in the right manner, you're never going to succeed.
That's good.
I said, I'm not even taking no for an answer. It's about lunchtime right now. I got you. What do you want? And I made him tell me what he wanted. Got him lunch. Now we're having lunch. I said, listen, Rocco, I need a huge favor, my man. And I know you and me are like brothers right now. He's like, yeah, what do you need? I go, so I'm trying to meet this guy tomorrow and he's going to come in early and I need the key because I need to lock all these doors. So he literally does one of these. He pulls this out. Got you. Gives me the key. I spent 35 minutes going around locking every door. You have to put this little pin in and it pops, it locks the door. Gave it back the key. I said, thank you so much. And that was it. And then what I did was I sat there all night because I didn't know when he was going to come. He usually comes early in the morning, but I didn't sleep. And I sat in the same spot in front of that door all night. It's like 5:36 in the morning. Fred walks in and I'm standing there. I'm like, oh my God, Fred, how are you? He goes, oh, how you doing? I go, Fred, my name is Josh York. I got to tell you what I just did. You're going to love it. And I told him exactly what I did. I went through the whole story and he goes, that is so flattering. Thank you so much. I said, Fred, I'm going to be you one day. And I know you might think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be you. And he literally said to me, without you even talking, you have like an energy to you and I feel your presence. And I believe you will. I said, oh my God, thank you so much. I said, all I want to do is I want to be able to talk to you from time to time. I have some questions. I need some help. I didn't ask him, can you be my mentor? You don't do that, right? You don't do that. Like if you're already having a conversation with that person, they're already a mentor.
Right.
You build a relationship. Gave me a cell phone and I would talk to him like almost every week, ask him questions. I would email him. He would respond to me right away. And it literally fast forwarded me probably 5-6 years just by that. And then unfortunately he passed away. And he to this day, he's the most successful person in franchising. Subway's kind of downhill a little bit now, but I do believe they're still the largest franchisor in the world.
You talked about energy, Josh. And I joke every time I talk to somebody, have you met Josh Jordan? Nope. I'm like, dude, you got to meet this guy. Like, this guy makes me look like I'm like sleepwalking all day long. This is how much energy this cat's got. Talk to him about where does that energy come from? Because I don't think you have to be like you and I are. Because, dude, when we walk in a room, we never meet a stranger. Like we talk to people. Yeah, we make people feel great. We have a gregarious personality. But talk to me about energy. Like, where do you feel like that energy comes from when you get around people that you just instantly click with?
Oh man, first of all, I love meeting new people. I love learning, and I just love to be around winners, man. That's it. Like I love to be around winners. And honestly, I don't have a lot. I have a lot of acquaintances. I don't have many actual friends. Like I don't party. I don't go out. I've actually never been drunk in my life. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never been high. Never smoked marijuana. I've never done any of that. I'm just like the most relaxing thing to me is literally sitting alone, eating one of my favorite meals, just being alone. Like sometimes because I just deal with so much all the time that sometimes I just like to be, but when I connect with someone who's like, on, as I like to say, the same level. And I don't mean level meaning, how much money this person makes compared to what I make, just the same level, the same energy level. That gets me excited. But I have energy because I'm just excited for every day, right? Look, if you wake up in the morning, you should consider yourself blessed. Okay. I surround myself around positivity all the time, every single day. And honestly, I had a very rough life growing up, a very, very difficult life growing up. I pretty much raised myself. Okay. And I don't sit here making excuses and this and that. I just do what I do. And I just do great things. And it just brings me happiness and brings me energy when I'm around other great people,
Hey, talk about the importance. Obviously, you talked about Fred DeLuca. Your story about Phil Knight. You can share that real quick in just a minute. But talk about the importance of you reaching out to mentors, business, you call them whatever you want to call them, but people who are, way further ahead than you are, to be able to learn from them. And you said it just a minute ago, key, what you just said. You said it cut 5 or 6 years off my business development.
Of course.
Talk about the importance and where did that come from in you? Like, how did you go? Oh, I need to go talk to Fred DeLuca.
I don't know, man. It's just always the way I thought, it's just like, no one's ever done anything alone. If you could bring one person to me, bring me one person who's done something alone. It's just impossible. Never going to happen. And why am I going to waste my time when I could get advice from people who've done what I'm trying to do? And I'm very big on like, you have to, and this applies to like, if you want to get, if you want to get a Bentley, right? Let's say you want to get a Bentley or you want a Rolls Royce. I promise you, if you don't go to the dealership, look at it, sit in it, feel it, understand what it feels like to actually sit in that plush leather seat, you're never going to have it. So you have to be able to put you have to be in the proximity of what you want to be, right? And I always put myself in the proximity of the people that I want to be just like. And I'm very good at being able to open doors. And I've been around enough high profile people now that it's just very easy now for me to get in front of these people because I'm validated, right? Like I'm not like, people think you got to have 1 million fans. Listen, social media is great. Okay. It's great. Honestly, I don't consume much of anyone's content except myself because I'm focused. Right. So much, 99% of the stuff out there is just bullshit. Like I was talking to this guy, I have this new guy coming on my podcast. I gotta get you on my podcast, Ken. He's got 20 followers on Instagram. He just sold his company for 700 million. Okay. Like people don't understand, like you need to understand this. This is very important. If you're trying to get where you want to go, you need to listen from other people. And what I have in my pocket, I'm friends with seven billionaires and lots of multi-millionaires. I have people who've exited companies for 600, 700 million plus that I'm very good friends with. You have to be able to be in proximity of where you're going to be one day. Yes, and that comes with surrounding yourself around the right people, manifestation, and just knowing that you have to ask questions. There's never been to this day one person ever told me no, ever. No one's ever said no when I ask for help, but you got to know how to do it. You got to have the right energy. That person's got to feel how passionate you are. You have to be able to sell yourself. If you don't know how to sell, yourself, you're never going to get to the next level. And I'm the freaking goddamn best at doing it.
Come on, man. It's funny. I was just talking to our community last week. I have 2 billionaire cell phone numbers in my cell phone now, where a year ago I had none. And it is the same thing when you say, like one of the guys that I just met, I spoke at a big mastermind in Utah, and Randy knows Anthony as well. And he came up behind me and took a picture and said, "Hey, what's your cell phone number? We need to stay in contact." And like, if you look at him on Instagram, you'd have no idea who this guy is. I have no idea who he is. I'd never heard of him before until Anthony mentioned it to me because I knew we were both speaking at this mastermind together. Humble, but man, just brilliant. And when you're able to bounce ideas off of or situations off of those types of guys who would, like I like to say, have a 10 to 20,000 foot view of what's going on in your life, dude, it can circumvent a lot of issues and problems for you in your business.
It's very true. One thing I want to add, people always say it's so lonely. It's so lonely at top. It's so lonely. It's not really lonely if you surround yourself with the right people. It's lonely in the fact that if you're doing this alone and you're not listening from or getting advice or hearing from someone else or have some type of group behind you, you're not going to understand because it's crazy what goes on in business. Like seriously, like this right here, I just got served with a lawsuit yesterday. Like
another one?
Yeah, man. But listen, people don't understand what business is like. Okay. But if you actually have people who've been through it and understand it, things will be a lot more easier because I wish like when I started this, when I was 25 years old, I had someone that I could talk to all the time, because you don't know if you're doing things right. Like, am I making the right decision? Am I not? Is this right? But it comes down to being your biggest fan and believing in yourself.
Let me ask you a question, Scott. You just said that, Josh. This is a great question. How long did it take you in the process of having unbelievable people speak into your life? Did it start to click and you went, okay, now I know when I make the decision? And I know there are levels of decision making, but how long in that process did you go, you know what, I think I got this?
You're never going to really always get it. You're always going to need feedback. If you think like that, it's really the wrong way to think because I don't have all the answers and I know what I'm good at. I don't focus. The stupidest thing I hear is when people say, I got to work on this. I'm so bad at it. No, like, I know what I'm bad at and I delegate it and I bring someone on who's freaking unbelievable at it. And I'll pay him a couple $100,000 a year to execute at it and be successful at it. You have to know where your strengths lie, focus on your strengths, delegate your weaknesses. Yes. But Do I feel confident in what I do? Of course I do. Do I make mistakes? Hell yeah. I make mistakes all the time. I'm not perfect, but if I make a mistake, I just move on. Like I made a huge mistake a couple months ago. I lost 60 grand. I made a big mistake, big mistake. And this is recent. Literally, I'm telling you, it lasted for about 30 seconds. And I said, whatever. I pretended like the water was running. I never thought about it again. I just move on. That's why here is everything.
Yeah.
You have to have a strong mindset. And, because I'm going to make that back. It's just an investment. It's just an investment.
Yeah. Investment in your future and being able to make right decisions in the future are going to make you far more than the 60.
Correct.
I had Jeff Finster, we both got a good friend, Jeff Finster, CEO of Everball. Jeff spoke in Arizona for me back in June. And the one thing he said that I loved, he goes, I give myself 5 minutes to have a pity party. He goes, he said, I'll set a timer on my phone. I give myself 5 minutes. And when that timer goes off, it's time to move forward and get busy on the next thing, which is huge. Mindset for you, Josh. Talk about the importance of mindset for you. And what do you do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to just continue to improve that mindset?
I just do a lot of hard things, man. I use fitness as the anchor there. I just do a lot of hard things, man. Like some of them are borderline crazy, if not like out of control, insane. But I just do a lot of hard things. Like I refuse to ever tap out. I'll give you an example. I'm in my sauna this morning. It's at 180 degrees. I'm sitting there for a half hour. And I do not drink water. You're not allowed to drink water. That's one of my rules. And I'm actually happy now that I have a sauna in my house because I used to have this rule when I used to use it in the gym. I used to have this rule that if someone would come in before I was about to come out, I couldn't leave until they leave first. And it got actually very bad at one point. And I was like, excuse me, sir, are you almost done? He's like, I'm gonna stay there probably another 15 minutes. I go, and he thought I was crazy, but like I'm literally like, this is how I think. I said, can you just do me one favor? Could you just walk out for 1 second and and then I'll walk out. He's like, no, I want to stay in here. I said, you got to do me the favor, man. I'm going to pass out. Like I was in there once, almost an hour. But like I do these type of things because they create this unstoppable mindset within me. And, today I probably could have passed out. It was so hot and I felt like my skin was burning off. The last 5 minutes, I was saying all types of crazy crap to myself just to keep myself in there. But I made it. I did it. And then I go right to my ice bath. Literally right from that, I go right into 20-degree water that's so cold that you will freaking freeze. And I love it. I love it. I jump in that thing like a hot tub. I've been doing it since I'm 18 years old. But I do uncomfortable things. And, people don't understand. Like, all right, the sauna's 30 minutes. The ice bath's 3 minutes. Like, that's 33 minutes of your day. 33 minutes of your day. But it sets you up for when you have difficult times and challenges in whatever life, business, to be able to handle them in a lot easier manner. But people don't want to do stuff like that, and I don't understand that. But, I'm constantly training my mind all the time, and whether that's, filling it with information that I'm reading from books or, just doing a lot of hard things in fitness. But I just truly believe when I'm able to do 10 more reps on something than someone else, it's just going to make me that much tougher. And honestly, the people should really use the pandemic as an opportunity to really look at like, holy crap, I made it through the pandemic. Like imagine when Monday morning comes and my marketing manager walks in and quits on me. It's like, that's nothing. That's a piece of cake, right? But people don't look at it like that.
I love that, man. Josh, I know one more question. You said this just a minute ago. You said you had a number in your head that you're trying to hit and you're close to hitting it. How do you prepare yourself for what's next?
Yep. So, the goal is to obviously get to 9 figures. That's the goal.
And you said you've been working on this goal for 15 years. Isn't that what you said just a minute ago?
Well, yeah, I've been obsessing over it. I have a number. I have a number that, and, I just constantly obsess on it, work on it to get better and better and better and better and better and get better and just keep growing. And, it's really, it's a roller coaster, right? Like, cause there's periods where you're like in a hole, but I know this sounds weird and crazy, but I truly believe like it's not real. Like I actually believe like it's not real. And there's been times where I've had to pay someone literally $100,000 on a Monday, and I literally had like a negative bank account balance, and I was able to pull it off. Now you might, how the hell did you do that? Like there's always a way. Trust me, there's always a way. But I've gone through extreme measures to do things like that. Because remember, I was never funded by some private equity firm or some angel investor or venture capitalist. I've done this on my own. So for me, the experience was even more painful because, I've had to deal with a lot of cash flow issues for many, 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 many years.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. Start my own business and everything. A lot of times it looks really, really good on the outside, but they don't know the turmoil
It looks
and
great on the
whoo,
outside.
man, I hope we can pull this off. That was the one thing people ask me all the time. They go, why has Grant Cardone given you such a platform? I've spoken at 10X twice, staff, all the licensees. And I said, because I do exactly what Grant tells us to do, in that when I make money in my business, I pour it right back into my business to grow my business. It's a constant, I'm all in. Yep. Okay. I'm all in again. I'm all in again. Okay. I'm all in. Nate asked me, he's kind of our right-hand guy, worked John Maxwell for years. You'll meet him when we're in Vegas. Nate goes, dude, why do you keep doing live events and putting yourself through this thing every single time? I'm like, sometimes I wonder, but dude, it's just like, okay, I'm going all in again. Okay. I'm going all in again. And it's helped me grow individually. And dude, it's garnered a ton of attention from all over the world, to be honest with you.
Listen, people think your money sitting in your bank account is like great and you have a savings account. If you don't put your money to work, if you don't invest your money, and that might mean taking 10 steps back, you're never going to have an opportunity to get to the level where you want to go. It's very simple. Right. So right. Like I said earlier, there's always a price to pay to get to the other side.
I love it, dude. Josh, what's the best way for people to be able to connect with you, my friend?
You could just Google handsome and I pop up.
You better Google handsome 1B because handsome 1A is coming up right here, man.
You could just type in Josh York. I'm on Instagram, Josh York GG. You can go to Google, type me in, I'll pop up, and it's pretty much. If you're interested in the franchise, gymguys.com.
Love it, dude. Bro, I appreciate you, man. I cannot wait to see you in Vegas, man. We're about 5-6 weeks away from Vegas. We're gonna have a blast. Man, super, super looking forward to us connecting in person and then getting you connected with all. Then we got some amazing speakers, amazing communicators, entrepreneurs. It's going to be a phenomenal couple of days, dude. And I can't wait to see you, my friend.
Same here, man. Looking forward to it, bud.
We're going to have a blast. Hey, guys, thank you for joining this episode of As the Leader Grows podcast. I'm your host, Ken Joslin. This dude right here is Josh York. Go follow him on Instagram, all over his YouTube channel, all the different things they've got going on. And again, Gym Guys, one of the fastest growing personal training franchises, one of the fastest growing franchises in general in the entire world. Josh, I appreciate you, my friend.
Appreciate it as well. Thank you so much, Ken. Take care.